Hello, I'm Annabelle, and this is my 3500 course website. And before I get into the different pages, I wanted to talk about, sorry, that's my dog. I wanted to talk about just creating this website in general using sites. I think as an educator, I will be using Google Sites because it creates very easy websites. And it's very user friendly, and I could use this for parents and telling them what we're learning in class, the curriculum we plan on using, and as well as a bunch of different information that they can just refer back to on a simple website. So that's how I'd use the website in general. And then, so to go into the biography, I really enjoyed doing this. I liked using ChatGPT. I thought it was interesting to see how it can generate information in a nice professional way just based off of a bulleted list about me. I think in my career path, I could be using this to create a newsletter more about me for parents and students to read at the beginning of the school year. Just really keeps it professional, and I could really see myself using this for a bunch of different things and reaching out to parents or the school. And then the Assure model of learning. I loved creating this in Canva and also learning more about the Assure model of learning. Being in the education field, I've learned a lot about creating objectives and what they are geared towards and how you're going to evaluate the objective and if it really aligns. So this was a refresher for me. I liked the part where it really analyzes the learner, like who is your audience, like who is the one that is going to be learning these objectives. And I think it really divides it really well into how you're going to create your objectives. And on the other side, using Canva to help me generate this little bubble map here was really helpful and user friendly. So I love Canva, and this was just a really great project. And then we go to our curation sites, and this is where we use Wakelet, Pinterest, and Gemini. I've used Pinterest in the past. It's nothing new to me, so that I was very easily able to navigate. The Wakelet was also really new to me, and I thought it was awesome. I really liked it. I wish I knew more about it earlier in my college career and also high school, because I think it'd be really great for like a research project when you have to gather a lot of information and you can have it all in this one area, like have it really nicely laid out to where you know what links go with what. And I think it would be very helpful as a teacher instead of having a bunch of links everywhere for a bunch of different subjects and lessons. So I will be using Wakelet for sure in my teaching career. And then Gemini, it was like ChatGPT, so that was also pretty familiar to me. I've never used Gemini itself, but I thought it was interesting as well. But overall, it really helped me learn more about Italy and Venice, and I've always wanted to go there, so I'm really excited to see what else I can learn more about it using these resources and hopefully be able to go one day. And then we have the Canva brochure, the travel concept map. I think this is a great idea, not only for creating plans with travel, but also to use in the classroom. Let's say I'm having the students learn about a specific place in history. This allows them to both join together visuals and information gathered in the classroom. So I think this is a great concept map that is provided on Canva to really be able to toy around with and edit, as well as giving both visuals and the information gathered from my Wakelet, my Pinterest, and things like that. So really fun project to do. And then the brochure. I have never created a brochure before in my life, and to see that my first one I created was this nice, I was pretty blown away by it. And Again, I will always be a fan of Canva. It's very user-friendly. I think students can use this for any subject, so for sure will be on my list of things I want to try to incorporate in my classroom for a project or anything like that. This could be used to describe any information, even for my students to create an All About Me brochure or something like that. Really get them engaged, and it's so fun to look at, and you can print it out and have it as a resource or like an outline for notes. So I think this is a great starting point to what I can incorporate in my classroom. And let's see, so blogs. So I've also never created a blog until this class, and it was really fun to create one about the Christian organization I'm in on campus. And I think really looking at how am I going to apply this outside of this class is I really love knowing that I can post personal information without everybody seeing it. It's only the people I really want to see it and share the link with to this blog. So let's say I want to share information about my students or pictures about my students on a personal blog. I can make sure that nobody random is going to be seeing it, and it's not as open as like Instagram or Facebook, and can't be as easily accessed, but still be provided in a way that is like social media, but with like not as many things to worry about or flags to really raise. So I really loved this blog. It was very easy to navigate as well. And the Padlet. I have used Padlets throughout my educational journey. In high school, we used these a lot. I think this is a great resource to use for students to ask questions and really have this forum where students can comment on each other's projects or discussion posts. I just like the layout of it too. I think it's really great, and to see what other students are interested in was a really fun thing too, just in this class in general. Being able to see people's different interests was really great. And then for the podcast, I will be using this Vocaroo for sure. If I don't take anything else, I'm taking this Vocaroo with me to the classroom. I do want to teach first or second grade, and I think it would be really cool to incorporate a read aloud little QR code on the back of the books I provide in my classroom library, and Vocaroo makes it easy, it's free, and nothing I have to stress about. So I will be using that. So it was really, really awesome to learn more about that in the classroom. And this podcast MP3, it was really fun to talk to Devin. It made me feel like I had my own podcast show. And though I did feel like this one was a little bit more challenging, not that it was really hard to where I couldn't accomplish the task, but it was more challenging than just creating a simple Vocaroo. And but I still thought it was really engaging. I think students in upper grades could use this more, other than like a Vocaroo. I think younger students would be more adept to use the Vocaroo than this podcasting method. But overall, really fun, super engaging, and it's just another mode of communicating and presenting as well. And then these digital images and movies. This was really fun to create the image with a different background. I definitely can use this in the classroom for any age range. I believe it was super, super simple to do, and students can get really creative with it and how they want to express themselves, or even for like a bulletin board, I can create something with students where they're in space or they're in a forest, just kind of connecting to what we might be learning in the classroom. And let's see. I do know a lot about Google Slides already, so this wasn't really something new I learned about, but it was fun to learn about one of my peers that's in the Holmes program with me and what we had in common and what we didn't have in common. So that was fun in itself to be able to do that. And I think students can easily use Google Slides. I think it's a little easier to use than like PowerPoint. So that was good to know as well, to really think about for further use. And then Canva movies with photos, both with the photos and the videos. I did not know it was this simple to create like a little movie in Canva. I really didn't, and I think this can be incorporated from the teacher's perspective, but also the students. Students can easily create something like this, especially with photos. And I think I could use this for any subject field. It was really fun, especially incorporating music in the background. Very hands-on activity that is really great to have in the classroom for presenting in a different way than just standing in front of the class. And then same with the videos, as I was just talking about. The videos was really fun. I really enjoyed it because I also got to learn about the dairy store, which I've never been to. So going to this for the first time was really cool, as well as seeing how I can make the videos all come together. Also, it being super easy, could get it done in a day. So I know students could get it done in maybe a week. You know, if I can get it done in a day, I'll give a little extra time for my students, but it's still something that's not impossible to do and is really engaging for students. And then to learn about this mobile app, Rewordify, was really awesome as well, since I am learning more about ESL right now in my courses. It was really cool to see that there is a program out there to help teachers and students take any form of text and simplify it to the needs of the student, and really help them with quizzes and studying vocabulary that they might need to work on. And then lastly, the green screen movie was so fun to make. I've never used a green screen in my life, and this was really cool to use. I think iMovie is a little challenging to navigate, especially because I don't have an Apple computer, so this one was a little more challenging to like get it all together, but it again wasn't impossible, and I still got through it. I think it's more for upper school kids, so this might not be something I would have my students do, but definitely as a teacher I could be using this for a bunch of different things, whether it's just reaching out to students and parents and families and making it fun and festive for the holidays, or creating a lesson out of it and having something in the background that pertains to the content we're learning. But overall, this class was really amazing. It taught me a lot that I didn't expect that I would be learning, since I have taken a technology course in the past. But overall, these are resources that I can use from a first grade classroom to high school to even college, you know. So it's really cool to see how you can use these resources in different ways for different age levels, and it was really fun. So thanks for watching.